Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon OmegaRuby. I'm your host, ThePikaWu. In the last episode, we started Petalburg Woods, as well as Route 104, and after getting out of Route, or not Route 104, but out of Petalburg Woods and an encounter with Team Magma, we're here in the later part of Route 104, and about to enter Rustboro City. We will not be obviously getting to the gym leader today, even though we get to like 16 minutes. There's a lot of stuff that we need to do, talk to people, stuff like that, because obviously new game, there might be new items laying around that you might want to get that everyone overlooks because, why not? Let's just blow through the game in like 5 seconds and then say, oh, that's a great game, or oh, it's a shitty game because I didn't experience everything that the game has to offer. A lot of people I know do that. I don't know why, but they do. And there's actually quite a few good items that you can find along the way. It's just that no one really looks for items. They tend to be more about, oh hey, I'm gonna just battle gym leaders, beat the Elite Four, done with the game, one of those types of deals. But yeah, so I mean that's why I like to go through the towns and actually talk to people and stuff, because there's a lot of like relevant items that you might want to get. There's even relevant information that you can get from some of the things that you talk to, people that you see, stuff like that. But I don't know, that's me. If people don't like that, I mean, I suppose I can understand, but there's always that chance that you can find you stumble upon something that's relevant. I mean, when I was playing through AlphaSapphire, and I still technically am, but like when I started going through it with my Ralts, at one point, I don't remember where we get it exactly, but of course we're going to still be talking to every NPC, so we're going to end up eventually getting it anyways. But along the way, I ended up getting a silk scarf off of someone, and I ended up giving that to my Ralts, because as I mentioned in the last episode, the one that I personally read for my AlphaSapphire had Hyper Voice. And I mean, just being boosted by the silk scarf, it was pretty destructive. So you never know what you're going to really find, really, unless you've played the game 100 times over, in which case I'm pretty sure you'll, know where everything is and all that other happy crap. And for the most part, these games are very similar to the originals, but there's a lot of things that are actually different, so you kind of want to actually talk to the NPCs and see if they have anything good, because, I mean, I haven't had a problem doing it, and then, okay, believe it or not, whenever it comes to X and Y, it's kind of a not ideal thing to do just because of how long the game actually is. But when the game first came out and I was doing my run for the first time with my shiny Froakie, I made sure to talk to everyone and do whatever, because if I didn't, I feel like I would lose out on something good that otherwise I might be able to use, and I didn't want to do that. I don't like the idea of missing an item that might be completely irrelevant. If you think back to, I believe it was Black and White 1, you could get an air balloon. And I actually, before my Let's Play, I actually had no idea that it was just sitting there. So, I mean, I started doing that whole talk to every NPC thing around Generation 5, and I hadn't done it through my original playthrough through Generation 5, at least not Black and White 1. I just wanted to see all the new Pokemon and, battle my way through everything and, have fun with it, and hell, even Shiny Hunt. But, I mean, like I said, I never really went through and, actually talked to every NPC. So, I mean, you can find a lot of things that you didn't find originally that were actually really good. For example, something that people may not want spoilers for, but I mean, I guess it's kind of late for that. In the Dex Nav, you know how you can radar and you see the Pokemon, and as a result, you can potentially see what items they might be holding, as well as, stuff like that. Apparently, when it comes to Absol, you can find Absol with the Life Orb, which I'm pretty sure anyone who's competitively, into the game would know it's a really good item. It's a very, very, very good held item. So, I mean, it's a thing that I figured that a lot of people would, be kind of interested in. And that's part of the reason why I like doing the whole talking to all the NPCs, trying to, you know, do whatever. Like, okay, if you don't talk to this NPC, you'll miss out on a pretty good berry, which is a chesto berry. Competitively, it's used to kind of help with the whole rest thing. And a lot of people refer to it as resto chesto. There's just like all kinds of stuff like that. So, I don't know. I've been kind of rambling on about the whole talking to NPC thing for a while, but I don't know. Like, I'm sure anyone who notices the fact that I battle pretty much, or I try to battle like every trainer. I try to, you know, talk to all the NPCs, pick up whatever items are available, stuff like that. And I don't know. By the way, there's an encounter rate that I'm going to mention. It's kind of a spoiler for way later down the game. Not that it's going to be really all that relevant. Apparently in Shoal Cave, Zubat is findable, but it's a lot more difficult to find than like its evolutions, which you can get Golbat in here. And yeah, and I just found another Pokemon and it ran away, so GG. At least I know now that there's another Pokemon in the area, which is actually kind of weird. I did not know you could find that in here. So that's interesting, something to stumble upon way later down the line when we get around to it. But yeah, and yes, I am kind of playing both. In a way, I'm kind of playing both games at the moment, which is hilarious, isn't it? But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to sharing with everyone when it comes to OmegaRuby. And one of the things I think I might do, and I'm gonna probably have to remember to mention this way later down the line, especially when we get done with this Let's Play. I'm probably gonna make a secret base. And probably have it so that way. I was checking the EXP on that, by the way. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't like just about to, you know, level up, because I kind of want to use it at least once or so before it starts to disobey. Anyways, like I was saying in regards to the secret base, I kind of want to make a secret base that turns into like a gym, and I might have my friends help me out with being like the gym trainers or something. I'll have to try and figure it out. I'm not sure how the gym thing works, if everyone's teams are registered as whenever you bring them over. I don't know how that works per se. I'll have to figure it out, but I may try and organize it so that way I have a gym on my OmegaRuby. On my AlphaSapphire, I'm going to have my own personal secret base. It's going to be kind of like a house type of thing. But yeah, that's something I'll end up doing. Because I don't record on weekends, I'm going to cover this for people because it's information that I stumbled upon and I actually didn't even know it myself until like earlier today or sometime yesterday. On Saturdays, the Lily Cove department store, which I know, again, this is way later down the line, but it's kind of something that I'm not going to be able to really do on screen because, again, I don't really record on Saturdays. If you go to the Lily Cove department store on Saturday, at the very top, like literally on the roof, there is going to be a special sale for the secret base items. I believe they're not only going to be cheaper than like regular price stuff, but they'll also have a lot of other cool things. I believe that for some of the secret bases that have like holes in the ground, you can get the planks there, like the wooden planks. That you can lay on the ground so that way you can actually walk over those holes and get to the other areas that you obviously couldn't get to before. So they have things like that. Obviously they're really relevant and really important. If you want to, if I'm not mistaken, you are capable of changing your in-game time and like date or whatever to actually do this, and I don't think it has very many repercussions if you do. I could be wrong, of course. Just some information that I kind of came across while, you know, just scrolling through social media feeds, whether it be YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, whatever. I mean, there's that. Also, I'm going to cover this as well. For anyone who actually does this, Power Saves has started updating with AlphaSapphire and OmegaRuby codes. I think so far the only one that they have is a infinite money code, pretty much. So, I mean, nothing to really be excited for, but it's something I figured I'd share for the viewers that actually care about power saves. Me, personally, yes, I do actually have a power save. Power save doesn't work with digital copies, of course, so I, you know, but I normally only use that on my Pokemon Y because just create my competitive Pokemon for battling, and that's about all I really use. But even then, like, it's not really necessary. The only thing I think I really use that thing for is just the EVs, because you can actually do that now. Apparently there was a recent update, and I didn't even know it was a recent update. But that's basically all I really use it for, because really, breeding a 5 IV Pokemon that difficult, is it really that hard? I mean, hell, I used to breed 6 IV. Okay, no one actually has ever really heard this story, I suppose. Long time ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, maybe even longer than that, I decided it was going to be a very good idea when it came to shiny breeding to have 6 IV Eevee, of course, and to kind of make things a little bit easier for me, instead of just getting a single 6 IV Eevee that I could then put with any Ditto of any nature, I decided to breed 6 IV Eevees for every beneficial nature for every single evolution possible. So technically I have every evolution unevolved, of course, sitting on my Pokemon X at the moment, even though X is my digital copy of Pokemon X and Y, and I have a physical copy of Y, like I have a physical copy of AlphaSapphire, but a digital copy of OmegaRuby. So, like, I have those EVs just sitting there. They have egg moves, they have everything. They're there just to literally be able to breed 5 IV EVs whenever I need one. Because if you put a 6 IV Ditto with a 6 IV anything that can breed in the daycare, you're guaranteed 5 IVs if you're holding the Destiny on. So, I mean, really? I don't know. I don't really care so much about the whole breeding process. It's just the EV training. I like to be very specific about it, and whenever you just want to do 252 in one stat, 252 in another stat, you can actually do that on the power saves now, so it's kind of easier to just quickly get your EV training done. Of course, again, I can't really do that with OmegaRuby, so I had to do that with you know, super training, which is no big deal really. I don't know if I'm getting like lag on my Camtasia or not. I don't know. If it's kind of lagging on screen, then my bad. Here's an interesting thing though. You remember how there was an ace trainer? Well, apparently he's turned into a hiker, and he apparently put on a lot of weight in a span of 10 seconds. I don't know, with Thanksgiving coming up, maybe he had a little bit, maybe he snuck into that Thanksgiving dinner or something, I don't know. But, yeah. Like I was saying, like, I had to do the super training thing, and that's always a huge pain in the ass, but, I mean, I don't have a problem doing it. Whenever X and Y first came out, it took me, I'd like to say about half hour to an hour per Pokemon, and I only had to EV train like 3 Pokemon, so, I mean, no big deal. But I don't know. It's just power saves is convenient for people who want to be competitive in the battle scene. That's about all it's good for, if you ask me. But whatever. Anyways, this is the Rustboro City gym, if you couldn't tell by the music, and it looks pretty sick. I like the little fossil in the background, etc. But before we actually get started on it, obviously I don't think we've healed yet. There's, you know, PP usage on Ralts. And I don't know if anything else. Maybe Mudkip. I think Mudkip, because we were in that double battle. So, I mean, you want to heal just to heal and be safe about it, because, you know, want to have all the PP for it and stuff. Plus, I believe we also didn't talk to the NPCs here in the Pokemon Center or in the Pokemart, so we'll be covering that as well. We will not be covering the Devon Corporation just yet, because we're going to obviously be coming back to it. So, I mean, this is something we don't really need to cover as of right now, and that way we can actually just get started right away on the gym. If you come in here and talk to this guy, you actually get a pretty useful TM, and that would be TM54, False Swipe. If you happen to have something that can learn it and is leveled enough to kind of do a lot of damage, but won't, you know, but would normally kill with something like False Swipe. False Swipe will prevent the kill and allow it to be a little bit easier for you to catch. I do know that Linoon, I believe Linoon gets it, and it also has access to things like Thunder Wave, so if you need something that's good at kind of catching something, it's not a bad option. But, I don't know, I believe that Holdback is basically the same thing, and obviously Beldum has it, but of course again, Beldum's going to stop obeying us as of today. So that's part of the reason why I want to use Beldum in at least one battle, because, you know, I want to be able to have it obey me long enough to actually have it be relevant. Believe it or not, Beldum and Roltz are going to be obviously useful for the next gym, which is a fighting type gym, and obviously Beldum has access to Zen Headbutts, which is obviously super effective against fighting types. So, I mean, it'd be just kind of nice to have that as well. And obviously, again, it will stop obeying us at level 10. And once we beat Roxanne, who is the gym leader here in Rustboro, Pokemon that are level 20 and below will start to obey us again. So, I mean, it'll be great once that actually kind of comes to pass, and we can actually start using Beldum a little bit more seriously. Of course, if it gets leveled up to like 23 by the time we get to the next gym, that's going to be a major pain in the ass, but not much that we can do if that happens to be the case. And for everyone's information, this Geodude does not have Sturdy. The first one does, apparently, but the second one does not. So, also, something I want to cover, I don't think we have much time left. Actually, I'll probably cover it in the next episode because, again, not much time. So in the next episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking on the Rustboro City Gym. We're going to be helping out the Devon Corporation and moving on from there. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, this is the PokeGamer, signing out.